Hello guys, in this video I am going to create a game based on Reincarnated as Slime anime. This anime has all the traits of RPG game. There are monsters, dungeons, skills, magic, quests, you name it. So I thought why shouldn't I create a game based on it? I started with the cave where slime first appears in the world in RPG Maker. I kept it simple first, just a square box and with some grass as shown in the anime, and added a background to show some depth. But it didn't look good, so I removed it and only kept the walls. After that, I added the player. There is no slime asset in RPG Maker, so I downloaded a free one. But this free asset was not designed for RPG Maker, so it looked glitchy and I had to edit it in the Photoshop according to the documentation of RPG Maker. And after that, I included it in the asset library and now it worked fine. After that, I added herbs in the cave. As shown in the anime, there are grasses and herbs which slime eats out of boredom, so I placed them in the map. After this cave, slime goes to another cave which is filled with magical crystals, where slime eats a lot of magical crystals in the anime. I used dungeon generator feature of RPG Maker to generate this map and added a high ground and simplified the cave to make it different and look better. After that, I connected both maps so that player can go back and forth in each one, for which I used transfer player event command, which was quite handy. Using same event commands, I allowed magic herbs to add one medicinal herb in the inventory, and the smaller crystals add one magical crystal and the bigger ones adds 5 magical crystals, while the smaller one and medicinal herb gets disappeared after collecting them, but bigger one stays, because later I allowed them to generate 5 crystals in every few minutes, which was quite difficult to program, but using these event commands, it didn't take much time for me to learn and implement it. In anime, Slime simply walks around, eats plants and crystals, talks to his unique ability Great Sage, and keeps having fun. But this is a game, and there is no fun in the game without enemies and battles. So I added enemies in the map. There are 2 limited assets of monsters in the RPG Maker, so it was very hard to choose monsters. In the first map, I added a few mushrooms. As there are plants and greenery, mushroom fits perfectly. And wolves, representing that there is some kind of life in the cave and it's not just plants and grass. And in the second map, I added magical spirits. Since there are a lot of magical crystals, so there has to be some kind of magical beings. And also lizards, as you know what's coming next after this gives a hint of that. If you don't know, I will tell you soon. These monsters roam around in the maps randomly and attack when player overlaps them, which took just a few clicks to program using event commands. I tried to make them run towards the player if player is in certain radius, which worked, but for testing I kept them to roam around randomly. After that, I added separate battlegrounds for each cave and modified the stats of the player as player was too strong for enemies. For the first cave, which had grass and herbs, I chose a battle bag of cave with some green tint. And for second map, I chose battle bag of crystal cave, which was in RPG Maker assets. Now it's time to add some polish. So I allowed big crystals to generate 5 magic crystals after every few minutes and made magic crystals and herbs not to appear again when maps are switched, as we don't want players to be able to get infinite resource. I also added a few decorations in the map. As walls and ground was looking too tired and simple, I added some dents and cracks on the walls with some cracks and holes in the floor to make these caves look old. I also added a platform in the first map to give some depth to the cave as it was too flat. Now it looks much better. Now it's time to create the third and final map where in anime slime falls into the water and meets the dragon. And because of dragon, I added lizards in the previous map. Now you know. I made this map bigger than the rest of them as a lot to happen in this map. I also added water at the entrance but kept the path to walk for now so that I can play test the map. After that, I placed the dragon in the map and some smoke effect which represents the shield around the dragon. Then I created initial cutscenes, dialogues and animations where he gets reincarnated and realizes that he is a slime. After that, I increased the size of the dragon cave since I had to add water at the entrance, and also I added lava where the dragon is. After that, I decorated the dragon cave and added whole conversation with the dragon and allowed the player to name the character, following with the cutscene after that. I uploaded this game on itch.io. You can play it in any browser, and you can also donate to support this channel for more similar videos. My patrons can download the source code of the game, also the assets if needed. If you have any suggestion or feedback, let me know in the comments below. And should I create the whole game based on first season? Let me know. That's it for today. See you in the next one.